Welcome back out to the channel, everybody. This is from the Ground Up RC. My name is Aaron. Hope you're having a great day. All right, so on these elevator horns, it's great to have a member in the club that you could bounce ideas off of, because this is kind of pretty much what I figured, and sometimes it's nice to just confirm. But the solution for this is I'm just going to pull these up as far as I dare, and then I'm going to get my epoxy. I'm going to mix that up, and I'm just going to get as much epoxy down in there as I can. So we'll get it down the back side, and then we'll wiggle it down the front side. You can see I can pull that up fairly far, so I do want to leave it semi-attached. I think it'll help line it up. If you want to pull them out more, that's perfectly fine with you, but I want to leave them hooked up to the servos so that after I get it set up, I can power this on when I clamp them and get them set in the right spot. If not, you can mess around with the programming and try and make sure they're square. But because if these angles are off a little bit, you can fix it with your trim, but when you go to a full deflection, it might change a little bit. So if you have this problem, just keep that in mind. You can kind of see right there we had a little bit of a drip. If you do, you just get some denatured alcohol and go ahead and wipe that up. Never even know it was there. Kind of come over here. I'm not gonna wipe that up too much because I still got to clamp it, and then I'll wipe it up. But anyhow, yeah, so we just pulled those up as far as we could get them, dropped as much glue in there as we can. I mean, everywhere. Like you'd rather have a whole bunch of glue back here and think that these are solid than be cheap and conservative and just put a little bit in there or think some thin CA is going to work. I mean, these planes weigh, this one's 20 pounds, and I mean, we'll rip on these things 45 degrees deflection and flip these things around. So you're going to want a good amount of glue in here to kind of fix that up. So maybe not be as good as plugging into the radio, but if you don't, I taped this here just to kind of hold it there while drying. But if you look down those lines where the bolts are at, you can see they're pretty much in line with those hinges. If I can hold the camera right, I can look at it and see it. But I go up here like this, you can see those bolts are in line with the hinges. That's a pretty good indicator that those are back straight. But when you do it, double check your throws, make sure they're the same elevator to elevator, make sure they're still trimmed, all that stuff. So all right, for now we just screwed the tail wheel back on. It's a little crooked, and they had a ball link basically slid over this and going in that hole. I didn't have one, so what I did is I took a piece of silicone fuel tubing, because that's what I had laying around, stuck it inside a clevis, just a little bit of CA, put that rod through there, gives it a little bit of wiggle, but it still slides back and forth. So that should work for now. Everybody, thank you for watching. That's all we're gonna get done this week. Remember, if you do crash an airplane and it is survivable with just little minor repairs, make sure you check over the whole thing, because it could break loose a couple joints. You don't want to lose it on a remating because you forgot to check it over, when it could have been something simple like a joint just needed a little bit of thin CA or epoxy on it. So anyhow, check it out, make sure we don't crash them, but it is what it is. Anyhow, in the next couple weeks, we're gonna go ahead, put together this 60-inch Edge 540. So stay tuned, like, subscribe. We'll see you next week.